If you've been getting randomly frozen out of Path of Exile 2, black screens, loading gears, then dumped back into the game a few seconds later, that bug is finally fixed. GGG just posted this a few hours ago. The real question is whether this actually solves it or just patches over the symptoms one more time. And there's an actual technical reason this took so long to fix, one that genuinely surprised me. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Sammy. Let's get to it. All right, so this is the shader loading and device removed crash. If you've played any real amount of endgame, you've almost certainly hit this. Game locks up mid-map, black screen, loading gears, then it reloads the area like nothing happened. GGG themselves said this has been happening since the launch of early access of PoE2, so this isn't a new problem. It's one of the oldest ones in the game. Here's the actual fix, straight from Grinding Gear Games' own post today. Update to Nvidia driver 610.88. That's it. That's the headline fix. The bug specifically affects Nvidia cards running any driver above version 560, and it's now resolved in 610.88. If you're already on driver 610.47, some of you actually got this fix automatically about a week ago without even knowing it. One thing worth knowing before you update: once you patch and update your driver, expect longer load times for a bit. Your shader cache has to fully rebuild itself. So the first time you load into different areas and mechanics again, it takes longer than usual. That's normal, not a new problem. Once the cache rebuilds, performance should actually settle into a better spot than before. Jonathan explained separately what the real root cause was, and it took them about 2 weeks of dedicated investigation to actually find it. This is on top of all the work that they've been doing since the release of PoE2, but here's why it took that long. Nvidia won't actually investigate a bug like this unless you can consistently recreate it. They need a reliable, reproduced case, not just sometimes it crashes. So GGG had to actually sit there and actually play the game on machines until they could reliably trigger the crash over and over themselves. Once they finally could, they didn't just send Nvidia a bug report, they shipped the actual physical PC, even the mouse and keyboard, everything. So nothing about the setup could be left out or misconfigured on Nvidia's end. Nvidia inspected that exact machine, found the actual problem, and that's what led to the new driver update. Turns out, increasing something called the shader heap size, an internal value, made the crash go away completely. Something they were able to adjust specifically for how PoE2 runs. So this wasn't a quick fix they just hadn't gotten around to. It was generally a hard problem that needed a literal physical investigation to crack. So how has the reaction to this announcement been so far? It hasn't been universally positive. I went through all the replies on that X post and announcement from GGG, and it's kind of like a mixed bag. A lot of people are genuinely thankful that, this has been a real pain point for them, and I personally have experienced it as well. But there is also a little bit of the replies coming from PoE1 players asking why PoE1 doesn't have the same fix. Some of it is in good humor, but some of them are saying, okay, now fix the PoE1 issue as well. But I want to mention this. This is specifically a PoE2 issue tied to how Path of Exile 2's engine handles shaders. It's not automatically the same problem on the PoE1 side. So bottom line, if you've been dealing with this crash, which I'm sure a lot of you, the majority of you have, go update your Nvidia driver to 610.88 right now. Give the game a few minutes after you first launch it to let the shader cache rebuild, and you should notice a real difference. I have personally already loaded it and tested it, and it's a million times better. GGG even put out a full video walking through the technical explanation if you want to go deeper than what I just covered. And the link to that video will be in the description. Has the bug actually been hitting you? And if you update it today, let me know if it actually fixes it on your end. Genuinely curious how consistent this is across different setups. And like always, if there's something else going on in PoE2 you want me digging into, drop it below. I read every single comment. All right, everybody, that's it for today. If you're new here, hit subscribe, hit that like button too if you got something out of this, and come catch me live on Twitch and YouTube. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as always, I really do appreciate it. And we'll hope to see you on the next one. Take care. The opinions expressed in this video are mine and solely mine. Healthy debate is always encouraged. Hate is never welcomed. So get over it.